Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 485.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
Yep. Oddly enough, Time Magazine skipped right over both of us once again for Sexiest Man Alive, but I think it's because
bullshit.
I think it's because they were a duo, you know? And they're like, well, it's not fair to only pick one. And to pick us both.
Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah, but to do both is just unfair to everyone else as well.
They could do sexiest podcast. I mean, we've been that for a long time now.
True.
Just saying.
Undisputed. And even if someone does dispute it, we don't listen.
Campaigns.
That's right.
You know, because you know what they say, to beat a man, you got to beat the man.
Woo!
Exactly.
Yep. That's what I've heard. That and pink is for pay-per-views.
So who was the 2020 Sexiest Man? Because it's what a shit year to be nominated for.
Oh,
that.
I know, right? It was Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, okay.
Now, I did think it was funny that The Rock was basically like, hey, I'm not conceding. Because The Rock was last year's.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a good larf at that because, obviously with current political shit.
Recounting the Sexiest Man votes? Or...
Yeah, I think he's suing to get some shit thrown out. And yeah, it's
okay.
a whole mess. It's a whole mess. Yeah.
Is he losing his shit on Twitter and then playing putt-putt or something?
That would be so funny. Putt-putt. Can you imagine the Rocket putt-putt as big as he's gotten now? And I don't mean popular. I mean just massive,
It would be hilarious.
I read something the other day that for one of his movies, they actually had to use a stunt driver for one of his scenes because he was too big to get in the car to drive away.
That seems like that's always becoming like a handicap.
Yeah, what's funny? I was talking with Heno about this a couple weeks ago or months ago. I don't know, whenever. And
many moons ago.
Yeah, I was like, The Rock is, swole as fuck, obviously, but I'm like, I feel like he's gotten too big. But then Heno was like, yeah, but when you see him in an action movie, and I'm like, yeah, he looks pretty good, in the tight t-shirts running around and everything. He does look like an action star, 100%.
You ever see that little short video when someone sticks a Post-it note in the middle of a bodybuilder's back and he can't get it? That's The Rock.
It's pretty close, man. I saw he posted on his Instagram a picture of him holding his baby daughter, and he's so. I mean, obviously she's a baby. He's a 6'5" man, but it's like he's so much bigger than her. It is it's just amazing. Like she looks like he's holding some little baby doll kind of a thing, not a real live baby. It was so strange.
Actual human.
Yeah, so strange. He's
What's
just
crazy
a massive
is the kid's
man.
6.
Yeah, yeah. No, the kid's 18. Like, damn.
So he was so big in a movie, they had to bring in a stunt driver.
Yeah, because they probably
to drive the fucking car.
It's probably some sports car, and sports cars are not built for large gentlemen. Whether you're
that's true.
Girthy, just fat, or girthy like The Rock, where he's wide as far as shoulder to shoulder, he's wide, and he's just muscles on muscles.
I mean, I did see a video once of a very, very overweight man getting out of a Lambo, and he basically rolled out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
horrific.
Not that I want to be disrespectful here, but how many times do you remember seeing T basically roll out of a car?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's us girthy lads, man. Some of these cars they're not built for us.
That's it. Salty Language Podcast is going to make girthy lad cars.
I mean, they kind of already do, but they're generally like SUVs and stuff.
No. We're going to
girthy sports cars.
Yeah, that's going to be the rough one.
Okay.
It's going to have the bubble dome, fucking Homer stupid car.
Oh God.
Whatever that was called.
That's the Homer. Yeah.
The Homer.
That. Oh God. Yeah, that was terrible. But yeah, it was.
Like I said, at what point though is that like a handicap?
Yeah, I feel like he's maybe reaching that point. Because especially if he's going to keep doing movies in the Fast and Furious franchise and having his own spin-offs and stuff, it's like, well, I guess it's fine if you're having him drive Humvees and shit,
It's
but
true.
What if he's got to get in some McLaren or something like that? It's like, I don't know.
Like a fucking Miata.
You just cut the top off, his head sticking out like he's a little kid in one of those Power Wheels.
Well, I mean, it's already been done. And it's a classic moment. Do you remember in Police Academy when Bubba Smith gets in the car and he just rips the front seat out and sits in the back seat?
Yeah.
I think it's a classic moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's doable, Brian.
Now, I will say, after reading about that, though, I was like, well, that makes sense why The Rock drives a truck most of the time because, trucks generally have some good room in the cabs for people. Because a lot of the guys working that drive trucks are burly gentlemen and ladies, I'm sure.
Burly lads.
And lasses, yeah. Burly thems will say, because
burly thems.
Yeah.
It sounds like a shitty folk band.
I'd go see the Burly Thems. What are you talking about?
Burly Thems.
Right. I feel like they'd be at like Liz Fair or something like that.
Yeah, something like they would open for Mumford and Sons or something.
No thanks.
No, okay.
I'm out.
Yeah, hard pass, bud.
Hard pass, bud. Yep. Man.
Yeah, no, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he flies private and all that shit, so it's like he doesn't have to worry about squeezing into an airplane as much as I'd love to see that.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Well, there for years and years, pro wrestlers fly commercial.
I mean, yeah, because they're basically in abusive relationships.
Yeah, but yes, that's accurate. But and you think about the size of some of those guys, like Big Show. Like the worst experience flying. Like I remember him talking about flying to Australia. Can you imagine Big Show on a 23-hour flight? That poor guy. That would have had. He can't use a bathroom. He cannot fit in the bathroom. He literally has to go to the back. You know how like they'll have like the curtains where the flight attendants will go their little area. He would go basically back there and piss, and then somebody would have to empty the bucket for him. Because
he's back there shitting in a bucket like an animal.
Basically, I mean, on a flight that long, you're going to have to go at least once. Because your
I'm
options.
Surprised they just didn't have him in a giant cage on a boat.
Yeah.
Like fucking King Kong.
I know, right? But when I heard that, I was like, that's why at one point I believe he had Vince, one of his contracts. I think Vince had to buy him like a bus. That way he could have the bus outfitted for a large man and travel in comfort, because again, renting a car, he's, for a lot of his career, he was, he's 7 foot tall and, 400 pounds, it's like no car is built for you.
Now, if you had Vince McMahon money and all right, Big Show comes in, he's like, hey boss, I want to have a fucking bus. I can't take these planes anymore, whatever.
Yeah.
As a goof, do you buy a short bus?
Oh, for sure I do. And I have it painted
up.
Just
as a complete
I have
goof.
The greatest graphics put on it that look like him, with his arms outstretched, where basically he's touching the front and the back of the bus.
Oh, we got you that bus, Big Show.
The horn's going to be, well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to pimp that short bus out for sure. And it's going to have a big cutout in the top. So you can just stick out of the top of it.
You can walk around.
Yeah.
It's just got an open channel down the middle so you can walk without being hunched over like
right.
a creeper.
Yep, exactly. It's got like one chair that converts. It's like a futon, in the back, so that he can maybe lay down.
A futon.
Yeah, like maybe lay down. I don't know.
It's just two air mattresses taped together.
Oh, that'd be dude, he'd blow air mattresses up so fast because he's so
Vince
big.
Don't give a shit.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, it would. The thing is too, Vince is definitely the type that would do some shit like that because it's anyone who knows much about Vince McMahon knows he loves to rib the fellas. So
get one of those big horse water troughs from Tractor Supply and just fill it full of cat litter and put Big Show bathroom on it.
That would be funny. Yeah, Show's like, where am I supposed to go to?
You like Tidy Cat, you big son of a bitch.
Yeah. Tidy Cat. At least he buys him name brand. At least he's not buying him,
it's true. He
quality.
Wants him when he's in there pawing around so it smells nice.
Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. I think that's what Tidy Cat did. It didn't have like flavor crystals or something.
I don't think it was flavor crystals.
Whatever.
That would be very odd.
Yeah, just when Big Show's awkwardly hunched over in the water trough, dropping a Burmese python in the sand.
I just picture that the futon, you lift the cushion off of it and it's got like just a seat in it so that that's his bathroom basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You just peel the cushion off, lift the lid, and then there's a bucket underneath it, like you said.
No, it's
full
just
of
open road.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the right move for sure, right there, 100%.
People are gonna think it's like blown semi-truck tires in the middle of the road, just a giant turd.
Why are they painting the road black?
Watch out for that gator back.
Oh man, that would be so funny. I would love to be able to do something like that, but I also, I'm small enough that Big Show would just crush me in, one fell swoop. At least, Vince could take a chop from him probably. So, with the meaty pecs of his.
Oh yeah, and them delicious man tits.
Yeah, delicious. Yeah. Since we're talking wrestling,
oh yeah,
last night was Survivor Series, and they had it was like the 30th anniversary of when the Undertaker debuted.
Okay, fair enough.
So, and the Undertaker has, for all intents and purposes, has retired, and they were doing the farewell, thing, and I'm like, well, this should be awesome, because one thing WWE does very well is like their video packages are fucking amazing, And they showed a bunch of footage from his career, but the only thing I hated was it was like, this is all like, this feels like anyone could have put it together. Like, I was hoping for kind of like some deep cuts that were some great side moments, and there were a few in there, but it was like most of the stuff in there were like, yeah, I would have picked, it was a greatest hits thing, And, whatever, it's fine. They had a bunch of, like, legends come out, because they're like, and now coming to the ring, a bunch of legends that want to celebrate the Undertaker's career. And I'm like, oh, this will be cool, because, they're probably going to have each one say a little bit, and then, of course, Undertaker will come out. Yeah, no, they all get in the ring, and then they show this video package, and then when they're done with the video package, Vince is standing in the ring. Which, first of all, we got cheated out of watching Vince strut to the ring, which is bullshit. But,
fair enough.
Doing his, his
walk. Crazy strut.
Yeah. The one that, whether it's from Ric Flair or Vince McMahon, I feel like, Conor McGregor stole from a little of both of them.
Oh, absolutely.
With his fuck you walk. But, anyway, so, Vince comes out, and Vince, you could tell Vince was fighting back some tears, because... from all the stuff, Undertaker's his guy, like he's the one guy that Vince will basically do anything in the world for. And, you could tell he was pretty emotional. He had to stop a couple of times while he was talking. Like, it didn't look like he was going to cry or anything, but you could tell it was, he was like, holy shit, this is kind of it,
Yeah.
So then he introduces Undertaker, and I'm thinking, this is going to be like they're going to pull out all the fucking stops for this entrance because it's the last one,
Right.
And in my head, I'm going, just please don't come out as American Badass. Just, you got to give the crowd that one more bong, you slow walk to the ring. And they did, which made me very happy. But it really wasn't anything that special. I was really hoping they'd come up with something really new and cool, for excuse the pun, his last ride.
To be fair, it's been 30 years.
I know.
How much
true.
new things can they come up with?
I know. They got to come up with something, I'm sure. Though, I will say it was kind of weird. And Taker comes out, and he gets in the ring and walks around for a little bit, looking around. And it's weird because he's just looking around. And, they have on the screens all around the place, they have, pictures of people and stuff. But it's it's an empty arena. So it's like, what's he looking at?
Maybe he's looking around like, this is not how I pictured my retirement.
That's probably it. Yeah, that was the real shame of the whole thing, is that there wasn't a crowd there for the real thank you Taker chants and all that kind of stuff, and that an absolute icon of the industry, has to go out to an empty arena for his final goodbye. It's like, ooh, but whatever.
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, it is almost too bad but we don't know when they're going to be able to have crowds again, so
that's true.
It's too bad they didn't hold it off until maybe like WrestleMania or something like that, and then do a big send off for him. And who knows, maybe they will once fans, I don't know, but, and he came out and was like, I've made a lot of people, laid a lot of people down, and he's like, now it's time for me to, let the Undertaker rest in peace. And that was pretty much it. And that's it.
Really?
That was it. I was expecting, and then I was like, you know what though? I don't know why. I was sitting there and I'm expecting him to be like, thank you to all the fans. And then I'm like, Of course he's not going to. This motherfucker's been in kayfabe for 30 years.
Right.
You know, he's been the gimmick. He never breaks character, or hadn't until recently, which I'll get into in a minute. And
well, I was like, I'm curious about something because he was on Hot Ones. I haven't watched it yet.
I'll get to this in a minute.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. But anyway, but you know, and it was like, you know what? That's the best way he could go out, is go out there. He was dressed in, you know, his more recent Undertaker gear, you know, with the hat and everything, the MMA gloves. And I mean, I appreciated the fact that he went, you know, still put his gear on to come out. He didn't just come out in some like t-shirt and jeans or something, you know?
Yeah, he's like fucking tropical shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, he's totally
trying to get the Florida boys.
Yeah, he's totally in vacation mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the zinc on his nose. I mean,
Exactly.
he's a ginger, you know, you got to be, you know, that shit's important.
Ray-Bans and a big ass margarita.
Yeah. But you know, then he walks off and stuff, and I was kind of like, the weirdest part to me was, I'm not gonna lie, I expected to get a little emotional because Undertaker's been one of my favorites for fucking 30 years, you know?
Yeah, for sure, right?
Which, when you stop and go, Jesus Christ, dude, I was 12 when he debuted, you know?
That's pretty crazy.
And he's just now retiring. But, you know, I expected to be a little choked up by it. And I'll be honest, remember a while ago when I told you after the match with Roman Reigns, like he took his hat and his coat and gloves off and left him in the ring?
Oh, yeah.
I was more emotional then, like, because that felt like it was it. This time I was like, all right, he came out and basically cut a promo, and okay, well, we'll see you in a few months for WrestleMania. You know, like, that's the way my head, and I think part of that's because that's how it's always been. He usually shows up somewhere around Survivor Series Royal Rumble to set up his WrestleMania match.
Right.
You know, so, you know, it'll be interesting. It'll be very weird come that time this year to not see it. Although every time people keep, are you sure you're retired? He's always like, well, it's up to Vince, you know, and it's like, yeah, you know, at some point Vince will probably get him back in there for something because it's a big payday, and Vince, from what I've told, is very persuasive. So, you know, and I'm sure it's a big payday. You know,
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Probably. I mean, can you imagine at this point in his life, Undertaker, you could see, could probably about name his price, and, you know, within reason. You know, like, hey, I want $3 million. I'm gonna wrestle once.
All right.
You know?
So what about this, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
It's WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
The lights drop. Everyone's like, "The fuck!"
Right.
I'm assuming we have crowds now. I'm putting a crowd here.
Fair enough. Well, this will be like April, so, you know, who knows?
I'm putting a crowd in.
Okay.
Because I'm hopeful.
If not, there'll be crowd noise because they've been pumping in crowd noise.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, so the lights drop. Everyone's like, "What?" And they look at the video screen and you hear the dong. Everyone's like, "Oh my goodness!"
Yep.
And then, you know, the video screen pops up. And then it just like zooms out, and it's him on the beach. He just sees seagulls. He's like, "Nah, just kidding, guys."
I'm here to
actually getting her pina colada.
I'm here to name my opponent for WrestleMania, and it's this crab. He's like
exactly.
He's selling crabs on the beach, you know, or lobster or something like that, you know. Yeah, he's like, the only thing I'm fighting is staying sober. And let's just say my streak's on the line, and I'm in trouble.
My new tag team partner, Jimmy Buffett.
Oh no!
Like the fuck?
Oh my god! And that was
Undertaker's a parrot head,
dude. And that was so. I mean, that is so something I could see Vince being like, "I love it. Let's do it." Because, you know, Vince always,
it's a great idea.
Vince always likes to bring in music acts and celebrities for WrestleMania.
It's true.
So, oh my god, fucking A. No. Oh god, Undertaker and Coco Beware with Jimmy Buffett in their corner.
Hell yeah, Coco Beware.
The parrot heads. I know Coco Beware didn't have a parrot. Calm down, wrestling fans. All right, so going into the other part of this, which is, and I mentioned this to Heno a while back, that since The Undertaker is basically, we all knew he was pretty much done.
Yeah.
He's now doing everything. He's on all sorts of podcasts. He's been on TV shows. He's been on Hot Ones, like you mentioned. He just launched his TikTok channel. He has an ad for, he was in, like, People magazine. Like, I sent Heno this picture, and I was like, no, because it's a picture of Undertaker with, like, his family, you know? And it's like, it reminds me of when Ozzy did the Osbournes, and you were like, no!
Oh, all the magic is gone.
Like I said, 30 years, this dude didn't break character, basically. Any public appearance he did, basically, he was the Undertaker. You know, so they didn't even have him do autograph signings for a long time because he was a bad guy and whatever. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot one thing that was kind of a nice touch, which was, you know how the Undertaker used to, like, he would always bend, you know, get down on one knee and kind of do a little pose.
Oh, yeah.
They did that, and off to the side, they did kind of like a hologram of Paul Bearer holding the urn. Which
that's fun.
Which actually looked pretty nice. I thought that was kind of a nice little touch, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I thought it was nice of them to put that tribute in there too, because Paul Bearer was such a huge part of that guy's career too, you know. So
Right.
So anyway, but yeah, I saw yesterday, you know, it was like something I saw somewhere, and it's like Undertaker makes his first post on TikTok, and I'm like, oh no, like what are you doing? Like no.
I mean,
I wanted to bring it up.
Look it up now.
I wanted to bring it up so you could feel less bad about being on TikTok.
Yeah, right.
Because if the Undertaker's
he's way older than I am.
He's way older. He's really not, actually. He's not that much older than us. He's in his 50s.
He fucking looks like it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about what his body's been through. He's been through, I mean, his body's like 90, you know?
That's true.
He's only like 50-something, but his body's like 90.
I want to watch that Hot Ones.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I'm not going to lie. I want all the Undertaker things, even though the magic's gone, but I want to listen to the interviews. I want to hear all the stories that he's never told. Like I need to watch WWE on the network has 2 now. He did 2 podcasts with Stone Cold, and those are probably fairly entertaining. But he's been on, like I said, various other wrestling podcasts, and he was on this show on the network.
Time for us to reach out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude. Do you know how I'd be so geeked for that?
Like, Mr. Taker, there's a
he's like, actually,
it's from the
it's Calloway.
Sexiest podcast alive.
Yeah.
They want to interview you?
He's like, let me get my readers. You know, he puts them on.
My readers.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's got those ones
those little ones
that click together.
Exactly. They're hanging by like sick ass like iron cross chains.
For sure. Yeah. Oh man. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm waiting for is a fucking reality show. And it's
God.
I'm just like, please no.
Well, what's the reality show called?
Oh man. Taking It Easy.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's all about him in retirement, taking it easy.
Taking it easy.
Well, I mean,
that's a good one.
I don't know if you remember or not. His wife was a wrestler who went by the name Michelle McCool.
I do not know that. Michelle McCool?
Yeah.
That last name is not McCool at all.
No, it's very not. But yeah. So, and I feel like most of his social media posts, I think for a while, I think she had a lot to do with them. Kind of like, come on, get on TikTok. You know, people love you. They want to see more, you know, like, and he was like, all right, fine. You know,
fine. Will you let this argument rest in peace?
And she's like, seriously, get them all out of your system now. You got a week. After that, you make one Undertaker comment and I'm retired.
Looking at Michelle McCool and seeing smiling Taker in regular clothes.
Oh, I know, it's so weird, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad the guy's happy. I really am. He deserves whatever he does in this next phase of his life, you know, to be happy and not take a beating and put himself through hell just for one stupid match, you know.
Amen. Yeah.
But, you know, he's given us way more than we deserved from him, for sure. But
right.
It's still, like I said, it's such the Ozzy moment where you're like, Prince of fucking Darkness, I can't wait to watch this show. And then you see him holding that remote and he's like, Sharon! And he has no idea what he's doing with this thing. And you're like, oh, dude.
Michelle, I don't remember how to post to TikTok. I'm trying to use the time warp filter and do the demon thing everyone's doing.
Now, see, TikTok would be a great place for him to do shit like the eye roll challenge and shit like that.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
how he rolls his eyes or whatever. Like, do that and be like, show me your best eye rolls. Winner gets, I don't know what.
Absolutely nothing.
I'll bake the winner muffins.
Dude, if you could get Undertaker muffins.
He's got a lot of time on his hands.
Surprisingly delicious.
What's the secret ingredient? Death.
I mean, if Taker had a YouTube cooking show, I'd watch it.
I'm not gonna. I told you I want all the things Undertaker now. Like, since we didn't have those for all these years, now I want them. Because it is funny. Some of the guys, when you peel the curtain back, has been a lot of fun. Stone Cold has been one that I think's been really cool. Hearing just how he is a lot of his gimmick.
Yeah.
He drinks more wine now, but he's a beer drinking, hell raising son of a bitch.
Right.
It's kind of nice to see some of this stuff. So, but also it's also very like there was one, I don't know if you remember it, months ago, Undertaker did. He did an advertisement on his Instagram for like some food program, and I'm like, no, like, remember when you threw Mick Foley off a cage? Like,
yeah, right.
Can we not do you selling, nutritional meal delivery plans?
Like, this is the Taker. For 30 years, I rose from the grave, and you can too with Blue Chew.
Oh no. Oh no. That's terrible.
Start slinging dick pills.
If he has a podcast, he will, because every WWE person I've listened to pretty much has to push Blue Chew at some point.
Well, there you go.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I would really like for him to have a podcast, but I don't necessarily want him to have I'm a former wrestler, now let's bring on other wrestlers and talk. I would just like to hear him tell stories.
Right.
Because I think, and I bet he's got because for those who don't know, like, they used to have a thing called Wrestler's Court, which would be whenever somebody would one wrestler would piss off another, you'd go to Wrestler's Court, and Undertaker was the judge. So
dude, he's like Judge Judy at a locker room. Literally,
he was. And it was like, most of the time, guys would have to do something like, buy somebody some beer or some alcohol of some sort, and right, whatever, and that would pay it off, or they'd have to do something humiliating because, boys club.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear some of those stories, but I also know there's probably a lot of them he can't tell because, there may be not incriminating.
I'm sure there might be some sensitive.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, look, this guy's got a wife and kids now. I'm not going to tell these stories.
There was this one time.
Yeah.
Coco Beware. And the boss man had an argument. He lost. We gangbanged his wife. Like, what?
We all had a good laugh afterwards.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, well, huh? That's not okay.
Jesus, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we called her Krispy Kreme Kate forever.
Oh, dude.
Like, Jesus Christ, Taker. What the fuck, bro?
Like, we knew you were dark, but damn.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It was a hell in a cell, and by cell, I mean her vagina.
Oh, my.
Like, Jesus, Taker.
Yikes. Well, at least he didn't call it a casket match.
Because she had a barren womb.
Oh.
Jesus, Taker.
I'm like, dude, don't air that out. Like, what are you doing?
What the fuck,
that's not okay, man.
You'll never guess what Paul Bearer did of his urn. Holy shit.
Those weren't ashes, if you catch my drift.
You know what I'm saying.
How funny would it be, though, for him to do a TikTok, like, makeup tutorial where he's putting on, like, his black eyeliner? See, shit like that would be great. I would love that kind of stuff from him, where he's just fucking around with his gimmick and stuff now, just having some real fun, because, I mean, he definitely wore eyeliner for many years.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That actually would be hilarious to do a makeup tutorial.
Yeah. It's like, I've had a lot of you ask me how to get the smoky eye that I rocked at WrestleMania 27. And now I'm going to show you. Yeah. And Kane comes in and he's like, I need my brother's help here.
Man, because the one thing I've noticed about TikTok is like once something becomes popular, everybody does it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And it would be hilarious if he jumped on some of those memes.
Yeah,
like obviously the skateboarding cranberry juice thing is a thing of the past now. But
I don't
was, like on his Harley.
No.
Cranberry juice.
Okay. I was like, please, no, I don't want him on a skateboard. If he falls and breaks his hip, it'll be like his 19th hip. So.
Sorry, he's got plenty of money to buy a new one.
That's true. He probably does.
He's probably got hips on standby. It's like floating in bubbling jars.
He's like, when you go into Stark Labs or whatever, and he's got like 40 different Iron Man armors. It's just Undertaker has all his hips from over the years.
All his hips.
That would actually be kind of funny. Like, they let you keep these? Like, I paid for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. He's got his gear behind him, so you know what era it's from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I saw,
like, all the retired Robin costumes. And
yes, exactly.
By retired, I mean dead.
Yes. Well, that's how you retire as Robin, basically.
That's true. That's true.
I saw a really cool piece of artwork where someone did it was kind of like from like a 3/4 perspective type of look. And it showed like all the different looks that he's had over the years from like his first one to now, kind of a thing. That was kind of a cool, cool way of showing a tribute to a lot of different looks. It's amazing when you think of how many different looks he's used over the years for the same gimmick, except for the American Badass,
Yeah, oh boy. Yeah.
Listen, at this point, if he was wrestling, I really only want that gimmick because that's who he is.
I mean, that's fair.
It is literally who he is. He's a dude who likes to ride his bikes and keep his hair in a long ponytail and wear do-rags. He's that is who he is. That's his
jam.
So I if he's gonna come out and wrestle, I'd like screw it at this point, man. I want the American Badass gimmick because that is who he is. Plus, with all the sass he gave in that last match of his, it's like I want that guy. I want to, especially with no fans. If you're gonna put him in an arena, I want to hear him just basically pull the old heel moves of telling your opponent what you're gonna do to him and then do it to him. Like commentating on your own match.
Right.
So good. I've seen some great guys do that over the years. But anyway, enough about The Undertaker. But yeah, I couldn't help it. But when I saw he had an Instagram, and I'm like, well, I got to follow him because I'm very curious. What does The Undertaker post on Instagram? Like last night, apparently he did an IG live that was him and Snoop Dogg.
That was the last person I expect you to say.
And WWE sold oh God, what was it? Oh, OD/OG gear. Because it's original Deadman and, original Gangsta,
Oh, jeez.
I'm not making this up. I know.
I believe you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was curious what song they were going to use for the tribute, and they ended up using Metallica's, oh shit, I can't think of the name of it now. Damn it. I'm not going to remember it. Anyway, it's a newer Metallica song. And it was the one they used during the cinematic match he had with AJ Styles. And it was a good pick. I was like, well, I'm just glad he's not coming out to Limp Bizkit or Kid Rock,
Right.
So, like I can live with Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica, yeah, it's a solid choice.
Yeah. So, yeah. I am sad, though. It is, even though I understand, over the years, it was funny, though.
They're all going to retire eventually.
Well, here's one thing I found really funny, which was they were talking about, like, during the main event of Survivor Series, the Undertaker thing was the very end. Literally, it was the main event, because it should be.
Right.
And even though realistically, it should have been its own thing. They should have just put on an event and had guys out in the ring and talk and whatever, and then have Undertaker. But,
I mean, I don't know much about Undertaker's like actual life.
Yeah.
But that might have been thing where like Vince was like, all right, Taker, we're gonna have a big extravaganza and everyone's gonna talk, and maybe he was just like, nah.
Yeah, I figure probably what it was.
That's not what I want.
Right.
Yeah.
So one thing I forgot, the one thing I was really hoping for was, do you remember how years ago they had that like horrible fake lightning and it hit the casket, and then you see the Undertaker like turn his head and he's back? Because remember, he had been injured and was off for a while, and he was dead.
Yes, quote unquote.
Yeah, and when that lightning and shit hit, it was hokey as hell, but everybody was like, "Oh shit," you know.
What the fuck?
Like when he was like, you know, it's time to let the Undertaker rest in peace, and he took a knee in the ring. I'm like, dude, given that there's no fans in here and they literally could have pre-taped this, you could have done anything right there.
That's true.
You could have seriously made him just go poof and disappear. You know, which I think would have been kind of a cool move, to just have him essentially, instead of watching him walk up the ramp again, you know, I was like, I think it would have been kind of cool for him to just disappear, you know,
right.
And be like, oh, you know, like the light, he lowers the lights, and then when the lights come back up, he's just gone, you know, right. Or you just, you know, again, you see his hat and everything in the ring. So it looks like, you know, God chose him, you know, like the Left Behind series.
Yes, he ascended to heaven.
Yeah.
Or was it hell?
Oh, man. But still good stuff. Anyway, I was saying, so during the main event, it was Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, and they were like, you know, they're like, in a little while, we honor The Undertaker, but the next, how did they say it? They're like, but the next Undertaker did something so that the next generation, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. And I'm like, I know Undertaker's just now retiring, but the next generation from the Undertaker was probably more like John Cena's era, which is also come to a close now. You know, like literally the Undertaker's next generation he's been around so long that they've already retired.
Exactly.
You know, Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre really are more like the next generation.
They're the grandchildren of the
right, because they're the guys that are going to be around probably for another 5 to 10 years, you know. So I just thought that was kind of humorous, if you will. Anyway, enough of this shit. How's your week been?
Oh, it's been all right. I actually had a full weekend off. That was pretty dope.
Nice.
You know, it's been weird because Ohio's back in kind of lockdown a little bit.
Yeah.
So the whole although we did go out, you know, like we were like, we need to eat some fucking lunch. We were running around doing some shit.
Right.
It still feels weird going to restaurants, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Nah, it was all right though. You know, I mean, you know what was weird though? Going local here for y'all.
Yeah.
So sorry, people.
Yeah.
For some reason, my car sucks. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
But if I listen to anything off my phone, once I restart it the next time, it just goes right to FM radio.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty awesome.
You know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my station I normally listen to is 89X out of Windsor, Ontario.
Yeah.
Or not Ontario, or whatever, Windsor. Whatever stupid provinces are called. Is it Ontario?
It's Ontario, yeah.
All right. Yeah, they went full-blown country. They've been an alternative rock station for 30 years, much like The Undertaker.
Yeah.
And now they're full-blown country station.
I get it, because all the money is in country music right now. Because if you listen to country, it is so much pop music. It's not really like country. It's bro country.
Pop country sucks.
It's like pop country.
Put it out there.
No, I agree with you. It's pop country and bro country. That's pretty much all that it's become. There's very few old school kind of storytelling, twangy country.
I don't mind the old school outlaw country kind of stuff.
No, I don't either. Yeah.
I don't mind that stuff.
Yeah.
But if I'm hearing She Digs My Tractor or whatever the fuck.
Listen, I helped write that song, and I wish you would have picked some other song.
I don't even know who sings it, but I hope in the music video he gets run over by a combine.
No, actually, he makes Sweet Tender Love to the combine at the end.
Oh, I had no idea. They combine together.
Oh boy.
Hey-o.
Oh boy. Ooh.
No, I was very not pleased by this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I didn't listen to the station that often, but on Sundays, they did this thing called the Hangover Brunch, and it was dope.
Yeah.
It was like all acoustic stuff, like acoustic new music.
Do you know the biggest, saddest part of that change is that station, because of they had a mandate because of where they're located, they had to play like half Canadian bands. So, or something like that. So that was where people in America got exposed to, like into our area, I should say, not America, just our area, got exposed to a lot of Canadian rock music over the years.
It's true.
Right. And that's gone now. So that really sucks for those Canadian rock bands.
Maybe they got to do the same thing. They got to play half Canadian country.
Oh, man. I want to hear. I
can't remember what the fuck that sounds like.
Oh, man. I've never even thought about that. That's pretty much the same as here. Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to think of Canadian country, you know? I don't know.
My moose.
I milk cows directly into the bag. I don't what
yeah.
I don't know.
Probably.
Does anyone have any insight for Canadian country music?
Yeah. We're looking at you, Canadian listeners.
Yeah, exactly. I'm assuming it's all elk screams and four-wheeler noises.
Again, pretty much like it is here.
Or, I'm sorry, snowmobile noises.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I was very upset by that, and judging by some of the stuff I've seen on FacePage, I'm not the only one that was pretty pissed off.
Yeah. You know, it's like when I first read it, I was like, man, and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I don't even know the last time I listened to 89X.
Yeah, that's fair.
But in fairness, you know, it is still sad. Like I said, if nothing else, that was a reason, because it did give some exposure to Canadian bands that wouldn't have gotten some of the American exposure that they did get.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. Also, you know, I pretty much hate country music, so I'm never a fan of a station switching.
Yeah. I feel like we lost one.
We're a dying breed, man. We're the dinosaurs.
I know, right?
All our rock musics are going to the Odin
Vince
channels.
McMahon money.
Yeah.
I would just do a death metal station. I wouldn't care how much money it lost. Just nothing but fucking metal.
Yeah. I'm sure it would lose a lot of money.
I'm sure it would.
Nobody's going to want to record or advertise on it.
You never know, Brian.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You never know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a niche market.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was explaining that to my mom when she was watching like the Country Music Awards recently or whatever, because, you know, she's like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, this is country now. I'm like, because they've realized that by blurring the lines of country music and other genres, that someone can put out an album, put like one song that's country-ish on it, and now they can put that album on country music stations and be nominated for Country Music Awards, and it opens up the market for them, which it totally is understandable, but I hate it. You know?
Yeah, it's funny too, because you know, you always got like, man, I fucking love country music, and they listen to that shit, and it's like, you might as well be listening to like boy bands.
It's pop. There's so much of it that's just straight up pop. I mean, and it really is. But you know, whatever. To each
their own.
Yeah. The bro country's the shit I can't stand.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's literally some bro up there singing about playing beer pong with his boys and shit. I'm like, this is, you know what it is really is it's the white guy version of like party rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all it is. It's, you know, bragging about having fun with your friends on the beach and all this shit with, you know, like I said, playing beer pong and I don't know. Yeah. And the videos for it, there's always a bunch of like women dancing around and shit. Like it's basically the same idea. You know?
Yeah. Except you're not wrong.
Except the country guys aren't flaunting like gold chains and shit. They're flaunting like, you know, their truck.
Yeah, their truck and their fucking Stetson hats and
no, they don't wear those anymore. The bro country guys are all ball caps, pretty much.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I could do without.
Yeah.
You're right. It's basically like Nelly.
Yeah, man, he's
but
on a
with
country
an
song.
acoustic guitar and like a sleeveless flannel.
Well, Nelly's on a country album, so.
Is he?
Yep, Florida Georgia Line.
You're not talking about Country Grammar, are you? Because that's a great album.
Oh, that's a great album. You're right. Very underrated. No, I'm talking about there's a band called Florida Georgia Line, and Nelly is on a song of theirs. I shit you not. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, it won a bunch of awards in the country music stuff. You know,
of course it did.
Yeah, because they're like, see, we're hip. You know, we can play nice with.
We can fucking jam, y'all.
With the raps, yeah. So,
I am very upset.
Well, I mean, it makes sense though. I mean, in the same way that Rick Rubin was like, "Hey, we should mush up AC/DC, Jesus Christ, Run DMC and Aerosmith."
Dude, but Run DMC and AC/DC, Run D and AC/DC.
That's a lot of letters.
Sick.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's some person who's had way too much college.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, we're dinosaurs. It's fine.
We are dinosaurs.
Yeah. We'll just turn the oldie stations on since they're playing our music now.
Turn the page. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I came out of GameStop the other day. I was with my mom and coming out of GameStop. And as I'm coming out, I'm hearing the intro to Sweet Child of Mine. And I'm like, boo, get in the car. And I'm looking at the channel. Sure as shit, it's the oldies channel. Sweet Child of Mine's jamming on the oldies channel.
Yeah, it's depressing, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was also a really funny juxtaposition that my mom was sitting there listening to it, and partway through the song, she's like, "Whoever's playing guitar is really playing the hell out of this."
I mean, she's not wrong.
No, and I was like, I gotta say, I am amazed you didn't turn the channel. And she's like, "Why?" And I was like, but she pointed out, like, and we've talked on here before, like, I was raised around a lot of music. I listened to a lot of genres of music growing up because my parents, were all over the place with what they liked. So,
right.
But it's still weird when your mom is, digging GNR.
This is a real fucking toe tapper.
Yeah. What's this guy's name again? Axel Grease? No.
Yeah, Axel Grease, right?
Yeah. It's like
Pistols and Petunias? Who is this?
Axel, that's a funny name. Well, it's another word for a blowjob, but
whatever.
As the kids do.
As the kids do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been, it is, man. It's been a chill week.
Yeah.
I played some games. I beat 2 games this week.
Really? Wow.
I beat Titanfall 2 because the campaign was great, but it was kind of short.
Yeah.
And yesterday I beat that Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order game.
You beat it, huh?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
I kind of want to go back through and get a couple of other achievements out of it or whatever. Trophies. I'm a PlayStation guy. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Is that the one that Vader comes out at the end?
Yes.
Yeah. And you made it through Vader, huh?
It's terrifying.
I heard it's like kind of a pants shitting moment because you don't really expect it.
No.
I mean, unfortunately, I would because I know it's there, but
Yeah, it's one of those, I mean, like you said, spoilers, but it's one of those things you don't even fight, you just run and try to survive.
Right.
Yeah,
you don't really win, you just don't die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You win by living.
Right, which I dig. I love the fact that it's not I beat Darth Vader. It's a like, oh no, you can't beat Darth Vader. You need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's a run.
Yeah,
run,
right.
And the whole time he's pursuing you.
Yeah, of course, Yeah. I thought that was cool because when I first heard about it a little bit, and I was like, I don't want to spoil this, but I kind of do, and then I watched someone do the playthrough of it. And, and the guy, it was great because the playthrough, this guy beats, the part beforehand, and he's like, woo, I beat the game, and then Vader shows up.
Doing the same thing.
And he's like, what the fuck? It was great. It was a pretty funny video. It's just, because it was a reaction video, and the guy's like, literally, you could see him fill his pants.
Yeah, because I did the same thing because it's like you beat it and it's like the talky talk to the person you just defeated, and then you just start hearing like, I'm like, oh fuck,
yeah,
and you can tell that the main bad guy, like, they're nervous, obviously,
yeah,
and Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was a nice little ending.
That's pretty cool. I dig that they did that. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering because it takes place like in between all the movies.
Yeah.
Or the original movies, so I didn't know what they were going to be doing.
Right.
But, yeah, because I'm like, at some point, I'm going to have to run into somebody from the. I would think.
Right.
But yeah, you didn't run into until you run into Vader, and you're like, oh fuck.
Run away.
But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I downloaded that stupid vampire game that was free a couple months back. That's the one I'm going to start streaming on our channel.
Vampire.
Never
it's just
played
called
it.
Vampire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if it's an RPG. I don't know what it is.
Right.
I was just looking at all the PlayStation Plus games I've added to my library, and I'm like, this is the one.
Okay.
I wish I would have started around Halloween because vampire, but whatever.
Nah, it's Christmas is a perfect time, or Thanksgiving, Christmas.
It's true.
Perfect
it's true.
Time. Yeah. There's a bunch of bloodsuckers out around there.
Fired up a little Call of Duty Warzone again just because it's been so long. And I kind of I don't super miss Warzone or Call of Duty at all, really.
Yeah, I was thinking that the other day too because my PlayStation decided to just start downloading, the update for it, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
That's exciting.
Stopped it and
go on, stop it, you
go on, get And I was like, God, I just don't miss playing this game. It's like, and it's so hard for me to justify downloading all that space, so many times when I can literally download a whole other game to play. And that's just an update for Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It's like I can download a whole I downloaded Titanfall, I'm sorry.
Right.
Because I, was thinking about giving it a go. And I was like, well, I can just download.
That campaign is so good. You should definitely give it a go.
Yeah, I'm like, I can download this, or I can download the Call of Duty update, This isn't a tough decision at all.
Yeah, I haven't played in a few weeks, but I was like, thinking about playing some more Fortnite again because the latest season's coming to an end. It's the Galactus season.
Oh, yeah.
I want to know what the hell they're going to do.
Yeah. It should be Galactus consuming the world, but
that's what I would sure hope because it's actually the last time I played. Because the whole time I'm running around, I'm trying to win, but I'm also trying to do challenges because with the challenges you can unlock stuff.
Oh, right.
And so I'm looking around for something. And I realize if in one part of the sky when you look up way in the distance, you can just see the outline of Galactus.
Oh, nice.
You can see his helmet and shit, right. And I'm like, oh shit, I never noticed that before.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering how they're going to close out the season. I don't know. I'm not super versed on how they do it yet, but
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of weird event where Galactus is attacking. I have no idea.
Right. Or he changes.
I'll be curious.
He just changes his mind. He's like, eh.
You know what? I had a little snack on the way here. I'm pretty
not that
stuffed,
hungry.
guys.
Yeah, not that hungry.
I'll pass.
Yeah, I'll save Earth for later. Can I? He just puts it in a doggy bag.
Giant fucking doggy bag. But I mean, it's been a pretty just lackluster kind of chill week.
I haven't played as many games this week. I played through the beginning parts of Red Dead.
Yes.
and what's funny is I played through the first chapter or two of the actual game, the story mode. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well, I've played through this much. I'm like, that's got to be enough to be able to play online now, And I go to play online, and then there's a story mode in the online thing, and I was like, oh, that's right, I remember hearing this. I wouldn't have had to play the other. Not that there was anything wrong with it.
Damn it, Brian.
But I didn't need to play that. I just played the other. So I started playing, through there.
What I'm hearing is we can posse up.
Right. I've got Haas Manley ready to go. So
fuck yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to make sure I got all the updates.
Yeah. Oh boy, did that take a while.
It's I in theory I have automatic updates, but I haven't played Red Dead in so long. I don't know if games you haven't played in a while just kind of get shelved.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, there's probably a new update for it.
Yeah, I'll have to fire it up and make sure that I'm current so we can fucking posse up and go, I don't know, hunting for fox and raccoons and shit.
Right? Yeah.
Or Ku Klux Klan members.
I think they nerfed them. I think they
Really?
changed. Yeah, I think they changed because they were around a lot of the,
But they were never celebrated.
No,
and
I know.
They're the only people you could kill and not get bounties for.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. I remember reading about that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think they did something about them. Or they might be in there, but I think there's something else now or something like that. I think they kind of nerfed it because people were very upset about it.
You know how satisfying it was the first time I rode in and there was like a whole situation with the Klan and I just gunned them all down.
Yeah,
it was great. I'm looking it up. Hold on.
All right. I gotta say, one of my favorite parts was the first part, in the first chapter, when you're out in the wilderness, and you get attacked by all the wolves,
right.
And I'm just, of course, I'm just like boom, boom, because I'm getting better at using the auto lock. Remember, I mentioned before I'm terrible about using it. I've gotten better about that.
Right.
But one of the wolves, I didn't see it. It came up on my left side and got me, and I just started punching it because I had to reload my gun, and I'm like, well, if I don't, I got to do something to put some distance here because I can't reload while this thing's biting my arm, basically. So I just started.
Fair enough.
So you just start punching the damn wolf. It got it off of me. One thing I don't like about the game is how it seems like it's too easy for your horse to basically, and I know you can upgrade your horse and get better horses, whatever, but it's like the first horse you have, it's like, I feel like you ride 2 feet and the thing's like, oh, I need food, basically. And you start off with basically nothing. It's like, no money, no food. But one of the funny things to me was, one of the first things you have to do online is, you have to ride up to this group of guys who've been hassling people or whatever, and you go up there and you mop the floor with them. And then you loot, and when you loot, I got collectively $3. And it's just so funny how it's like, oh yeah, I got to remember $3 is a lot of money.
Right.
I'm used to Grand Theft Auto, it's like $3, what the hell?
Okay, so apparently what they did is they removed some sort of way that people were hacking the game so they could spawn online as a KKK member.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that for sure they need to stop. Okay, so they're still in there.
But it seems like they're still in the game.
Okay, all right. I just misread then. Okay, well, good, because I'm all for beating the shit out of KKK members and or shooting them.
Oh yeah, it was terrific.
Yeah. So
it's been a while since I played, so I'm probably going to be super rusty. But
yeah, well, that's fair because I'll just be rusty because that's pretty much my talent level. So
now, what I wonder is, did it have do you have to play in an open lobby like you do GTA?
Oh God, I hope not. I don't know
because the map is I think probably way bigger and it's because obviously you're on horseback. It's a lot slower,
right?
And there's going to be no horses flying around of shooting missiles.
Probably, yeah. There should be.
But, I popped on GTA the other day just to try to win the stupid car and, whatever.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I spawned not at the casino, and trying to get to the casino took forever because I kept fucking dying.
Oh, dude, what you do is you go into your options and change your spawn point. And then just find a new session.
I did, and I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I would die and I'd spawn right by there again.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I usually
normally when I come into the game, it just puts me in my penthouse, and that time it was just I was out in the middle of a fucking quarry. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, geez. Well, even I spawned next to a garage the one time on accident because I picked the wrong location, and I got shot immediately. There was literally somebody standing waiting, and when I showed up, they just shot me, and I was like, okay. It's like, yeah. If I, don't spawn me outside my garage. Spawn me in the garage so I have a chance at least. Yeah. Get my bearings, maybe hop in a vehicle and dart out of there like a maniac. Although I did have a very satisfying moment the other day when I forgot I was in an actual lobby instead of doing solo mode like I usually do. And I was over by the arcade and I grabbed, I was just running around and I hear this, some guy zips by me on a motorcycle, another player. And then I look to my right, and there's a caterpillar kind of or a kind of like a bulldozer type vehicle sitting there. So
Right.
I hop in it and he comes back through and I literally picked him up and basically just dropped him and then crushed him with the thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Cause he just came right at me. And when he did, I just, cause you can lift the bucket on the thing or whatever it's called and, just scoop him and throw him. That felt good.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Because I was minding my own business. I was just running around like being silly, and then somebody had to be an asshole, as they do,
Yeah, exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
I don't know. I'm just doing a little quick Google search to see if they have like friends only lobbies or whatever.
It wouldn't shock me if it's like Grand Theft Auto to where they do, but you can only do certain things in it.
Yeah, it's just,
I hate
as
that.
much as I like playing GTA Online, there's so many people that just are like...
They're griefers, yeah.
They're just player griefers, yeah.
Yep. And it makes
I'm
the
just going to just drive around and just try to kill everybody. It's like, man, how's this fun for anybody?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, it's fun for them because, they get whatever. But
right.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Maybe I'm just a cranky old man.
No, you're right. I was in a lobby the other day, and there were two guys that were flying around the casino with, like, attack choppers. Because a lot of stuff would go on near the casino or whatever, so they're just flying around the casino waiting for people to, like, come out of it or spawn or whatever. And I was like, well, I guess I'll be finding another lobby, because these guys are assholes.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about it for me for games for the week. I really haven't played a whole lot. So, I mean, I played a little more of the WWE Battlegrounds, just for some funsies and whatever, but that's about it. I haven't played a lot. Red Dead took a long time. It's the only thing I didn't like about Red Dead, and GTA's the same way, is that the missions take a long time because a lot of them is traveling a long distance. At least in GTA, you can get in something fast,
Right.
and like one of the missions, you got to follow another guy in your party to go locate some guy who gets lost or whatever. It takes fucking forever.
I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
By the time we were done, I'm like, oh my God. And it was like late. I was just done. Like, I'm like, when I'm done with this, I'm done for the night, and I'm like, oh my God, come on. Like,
right.
Like, I wish you could fast travel, back to camp or whatever, but because we didn't even get attacked on the way back to camp. We literally just rode the whole time. I was like, all right, they could have just done a cutscene here.
Right.
And you're just back at camp. Yeah, nah. Jerks.
I mean, the game's amazing. It really is.
Yeah. It looks beautiful. Like, riding around looking at the scenery and stuff, it's amazing, They did a fine job on it. It's like GTA. If you really just casually drive around the city and look at the stuff, it's like, man, this is amazing how good all this looks. But, why do I have to drive all the way from one side of the map to the other?
Exactly, right?
Yeah. So, it was weird. The other day, I was outside the casino and I saw this car and I'm like, I don't recognize that car. So, I go to steal it.
Naturally.
And as soon as I get in it, I'm wanted by the cops. I'm like, what the fuck? And, and it's like, oh, Simon wants this car. And I was like, oh, all right. So I run in the casino real quick, run back out because that gets rid of the wanted level. And it does. It works.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there's no reason to fight or try to run away from the cop. You just walk into the casino and walk back out, and you're fine. So I get in the car, drive it over, get it resprayed, which, by the way, for some reason, like, I can chrome out cars for free now when they're for Simon or whatever. Like,
interesting.
Make the whole car chrome. I'm not talking just like bumpers. I mean the whole car. So
yeah, that is interesting.
And it cost a bunch of money before. I don't know why all of a sudden it's free for me. So I drive over to Simon and the car was worth like $20,000. Like, usually the cars I take over there are worth about $10,000 at most.
Right.
I was like, holy shit. So I don't know if they've changed some stuff or what. I know they've got an update coming because there was some changes. Like, there's one of the entrances to the casino where they've got like construction stuff because they've got, there's a huge update coming some point for GTA And they launched a trailer for it this week.
It's like apparently an island, a new island.
Yeah, a whole new island and whatever. Yeah, so and it's gonna, looks like they said it's gonna be the biggest update they've had for it. So, and the casino update was sizable,
Right.
So I'm a little terrified of that, but also, we'll see.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. I'm very curious how you travel to the island, if it's a complete cutscene, if you can fly yourself, or, how all that works. But we'll see.
Mean, I don't know.
The cool part is it's free.
Yeah, free is good.
Yeah, it's not like $15 to get the thing for it. That's very cool.
Like I kind of feel like it should be a cutscene because, like in Skyrim, you can go to a different island with some DLC.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, you just go to a port, you get on a boat, and then there's a cutscene of the boat like sailing away or whatever.
That's what I'm guessing is you go to like the airport or something to that effect, or you get on a boat or something. Yeah. So
I'm on a boat. Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see. It was funny though, because the other night I go to play. Hey, a text on my phone from Tom, whatever his name is, from the casino, and hopefully the noise won't bother you. And I'm like, what noise? And then now as I've played, I've heard noises a few times.
Well, like knocking and stuff?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Then I looked online because I'm like, well, what is going on? And they're like, if you go to this one entrance, there's some stuff around it. And I ran over there. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So we'll see.
I mean, that's kind of, I like the fact they do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Just like the casino, I loved how when they were like, hey, we're going to put this casino, like make it work, like not just be a dead building in the game, how they showed people working on the casino doing construction. I thought that was cool. So, yeah, we'll see now. Right. Did you see today, like the CEO of Sony said that, like basically all the PS5s are sold.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I read something yesterday that said that basically, pretty much like if you want a PS5, you've got to go to eBay to get one because resellers using bots bought most of the PlayStations. Yeah. And I was like, this sucks for people. It's like, but seriously, just hold off. Don't pay $1,500 for it. You could
just wait.
It's so not. There's no way it's worth it when there's only like 8 games out for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And none of them, except for the Spider-Man game, which is a mini game. It's not even like a full-length game. I've talked with some people who've played it and beat it in like no time. Because
really?
Yeah, it's not a full-length game.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a whole new Spider-Man game.
It's got quite a bit to it, but it's also not very long. So, and that's about it. I mean, there'll be more titles, but some of the titles that have released that are blockbuster titles are games that were already out, like Borderlands and, I forgot, there's a couple others. Call of Duty. The brand new Call of Duty is on it, I guess, but.
Right.
One quick thing on that, I read an article a little bit ago that apparently they're making SSDs that contain the new Call of Duty because it's so damn big.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? Well,
that is so crazy.
And the thing about it though too is it's like, you gotta consider if you buy like a PlayStation, like a PS5, right? Or whatever, Xbox Series X, they've only got a certain amount of storage on there, and that's going to take up a lot of that storage. And like for the PlayStation, there's not a lot of hard drives out for those yet.
Right.
So you have to is it worth clogging up your hard drive? So I don't know, man. Like I said, it's like, just wait. It ain't worth paying $1,500 for those things.
That is wild.
It's so crazy to me.
Right.
Like, just give it a couple months. It'll be $500 and you'll be able to find it everywhere. I mean, it might be a little longer than usual because COVID and whatever, but
right.
You'll find them eventually. Just calm your tits.
You just gotta wait.
Yeah. But
just be patient. Wait, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I scheduled a grocery pickup the other day, right?
Okay. Right.
Go pick it up. No big deal. Everything's fine. get home, start putting stuff away, and I'm like, I started asking my mom, I'm like, hey, did you see this? And she goes, no. So I was like, huh. And then I'm like, what about this? And then I'm like, what about this? What about this?
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So I pull the order up and start looking.
Right.
Dude, they missed. And this, now, keep in mind, like, they were missing 19 things. Now, like, there's 4 cans of soup. There's, a couple multiple type items. But still, 19 items were missing from my order.
That is a little aggressive on the missing end.
I had under 100 things. So that means they missed at least, about a fifth of my order.
Right.
Or a fourth of my order, sorry. That's crazy. That's unacceptable.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is very unacceptable.
Now, fortunately, the shit that they missed was not like, stuff we had to have right now. It was stuff that's, I can go back and get. But the worst part is we paid for this stuff.
Right.
So like if they had just missed it, but they didn't charge us for it, I'd still be upset, but I'd be less upset and just be like, oh, well, I'll just have to go in and grab the stuff.
So are they going to give you your money back?
I tried calling them, and when I finally got through, which was a while, by the time I got through, the quality of the phone call was so bad.
Jesus
and
Christ.
The person on the line had such a thick accent. Between the two things, I could not understand him. I think if the quality had been good, I think it would have been okay.
Right.
But when you combine the two, I could not understand him. And then I just told the guy, I'm like, I'm just going to, go online or something. I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll call back and see. So I call back, and there must have been something wrong with their system or something, because it was a different person, but it was super low. There was a lot of static. It was really bad. And I don't think it was my phone. It could have been, but so I just went online and was like,
I would blame them because fuck those guys.
Yeah, I just went online and was like, here's what's all missing. And, like ideally what I would love for them to do is message me back and say, hey, we already it's all been pulled. Come get it, basically.
Yeah. Our bad.
Yeah. Also, here's whatever for the trouble. But yeah, so I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably issue a credit and I'll just have to go in and get the stuff, which is fine. At least that way I know I get it, The other part that cheesed me off a little bit, and I know timing is probably part of this, but there was stuff on my list that they were like, oh, we don't have these things. And I went in because there was a couple things I forgot, right? So while I'm in there, of course, I'm going to, I'll look for alternatives to the other things that they said they didn't have. Like I thought
they were supposed to do that automatically.
They do, but one of them, here's a good example, right? I had ordered spaghetti sauce, right? And they were like, we don't have this. How about Alfredo sauce? And I'm like, I don't want Alfredo sauce. I want spaghetti sauce. So they're not even comparable.
What the fuck did I ask for Alfredo sauce?
Right. It's like, these are not the same thing. So I said, no. Well, I go in the store, and they had like this huge end cap of spaghetti sauce, plus down the spaghetti sauce aisle, they had the exact sauce I had asked for, a lot of it. And I'm like, well, maybe they pulled the order early and someone restocked.
This all sounds like bullshit to me now.
Yeah.
It sounds like whoever was pulling orders that day was like, fuck this job.
Yeah. Or maybe someone was pulling and then they left and someone picked it up. I don't know. But it was like I had sour cream on there. I go over to the sour cream section, in the dairy, and they had a ton of it in the case. And it was like I ordered Kroger brand natural sour cream because it is like 2 ingredients or 3 ingredients, right? If you buy the store brand and it's not the natural, it's got like 10 ingredients. So, which makes no sense because sour cream literally only needs to be 3 ingredients. So, or 2 ingredients, whatever the hell it is. So,
sour cream and love.
Yes. So 3 ingredients. Yeah.
3 ingredients.
Right.
Yeah.
The sour is the part that's hard to get right.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, so I'm like, okay, whatever, So I ended up grabbing a bunch of shit that they said they were out of. Whatever. That part doesn't bother me that much, whatever. But as I'm walking around, I also noticed something that really bugged me. And, I know every week pretty much we've talked about, masks and all this shit. And I don't have an intention of really digging into that. But this puzzled me in that, right inside the door at Kroger, there's a Starbucks.
Right.
This family of four that went in before me apparently had all gotten coffees. They're walking around the store, and they had their masks completely pulled down because they're walking around enjoying their coffees. So they're walking around the whole store maskless, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
So I went up to an employee, and I pointed at him, and I was like, how is that okay? Because, listen, I'm going to wear a mask, but how are you going to tell people they have to wear a mask when, because they have coffee, they don't have masks on?
Yeah.
I feel like Target usually has like foodstuffs available like right inside the door at this Target right over here by me. They completely shut that down. So no one's walking around the store with coffees and foods.
Right.
So that you can wear your mask the whole time. And I'm like I said, I'm sitting there and I'm like, how is this okay? Like I don't feel like this should be okay.
I'll tell you, it's not okay, but I'll tell you how it is. Because those people are just being selfish.
Well, true, yeah. And I know
like,
they could at least take a worst case scenario. They take a drink, put your mask back up, but they weren't doing that at all. They were walking around to each other and just drinking their coffee like you would have before COVID.
I mean, the day that Michelle and I went out and did some shopping, I was like, oh, this is perfect. We're going to get off the expressway right here, and there's a Starbucks right there. I can get a cup of coffee, and then we can go do our stuff. And I went, oh, shit, I can't do that because I can't bring my coffee into the store like I would in the past.
Right.
So I didn't do that.
Right.
Oh, it's a crazy thing that I sacrificed stuff for myself that I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild to me.
I don't know, why would you do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was just like...
It's infringing on my freedoms, Brian.
Yeah, no, it isn't.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
People need to go read their constitutions. The government's allowed to make rules based on the greater good. Anyway, it really bugged me, So of course I made sure I stayed as far away as I could from them, and whatever. But like I said, because again, it's irritating how everyone just keeps trying to find loopholes for shit.
Oh, absolutely.
What I think is like, right, here's the thing, right? If you talk about how some rich person paid like $5 in taxes, people get pissy about, they loopholes, they get real mad about it, but they're like, but if you're like, hey, pull your mask back up because blah, 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 they'll go, oh, well, I have asthma or I have a medical condition or it infringes upon my blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you're just finding loopholes. Like you're doing the same thing you shit on others for. Like
you're being an asshole.
Yeah. Do your part. Do your part. So anyway, enough of that shit. But I just wanted to bring that up because I was just like, like I said, it was just kind of chapped my ass a little bit because,
I mean, I get it. It should have chapped your ass a little bit.
It just bugged me.
There's no reason for it. I'm honestly surprised that Starbucks isn't just carry out only.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, how is this even allowed in the store right now? Like this should be a carry out only situation. But then again, it's like you got to go around and enforce it, but it's still.
Yeah, it's like, how do you police it if someone grabs a coffee and just walks and starts shopping?
Right. I mean, you just do what like if an employee sees a person not wearing a mask, they're supposed to tell him, hey, you have to have a mask on, Kroger even now has a box of masks near the entrance.
Oh, really?
Yep. So that tells you how many people were not wearing masks coming into the store. Enough that they decided to put masks out because before that they did not have those there. It's like, come on, Anyway,
come on, people.
Anyway, enough of that shit.
Yeah.
So you got anything else from your week?
No, just I got my fridge is so full of food right now because I'm bought for Thanksgiving and.
Oh right.
It's crazy. I'm actually oddly excited to be making a Thanksgiving dinner. It's something I've always wanted to do. I'm just doing it way younger than I thought I was going to do.
Right. Air frying the turkey,
but,
right? I said air frying the turkey.
I mean, I could. I've just got a turkey breast and a small ham, but I think I'm going to be putting those on the smoker.
Yeah, that's the move anyway. It's so much easier. And unless you're feeding like an army, you don't need the whole damn turkey.
No,
you know, it's just...
I'm feeding 2 people.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, definitely not feeding an army, but it's I'm looking forward to doing it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing some stuff actually tomorrow. Little cranberry sauce action, stuff like that.
Sure. That makes sense.
Oh yeah.
That way you're not having to do it all at once.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That would be not cool, bro.
No, not at all.
But no, I mean, for the most part, that's pretty much it for my week as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's it's been a pretty quiet week for me too. Otherwise, it's other than walking the grocery store, just kind of going, okay, well, trying to get an idea of what looks like it's selling fastest.
Right.
Because people are panic buying again. So
of course they are. I know.
Like Kroger over here, basically they had off-brand paper towels. That was all they had.
That is a problem.
Like, I feel like they went to like a dollar store and bought paper towels and then put them on the shelf. That's what it felt like, and
right.
And shit. And I've just, seen pictures from people around here as well as all over the place of just that being gone and various meat being completely sold out. And it's like, come on. Like,
yeah, I know. It's like I went and bought bacon, and it was like, due to demand for limited, like I'm not going to buy more than 2 bacons. But I'm
right.
Just like,
wait, why not?
I mean, I should have, I guess, but it's just like the panic buying. I wish would just stop.
Me too. It's so ridiculous.
I mean, if everyone would just like behave for a few months,
right?
Maybe we could beat this shit.
Nah.
I know, right?
How dare you, sir, infringing on my right to buy as many bacons as I want.
Exactly. I am an asshole.
That's what I need to do. I need to go into the store and throw a fit about how I can't buy more than 2 packs of bacon at a time.
Yeah, this is an outrage.
Yeah. How dare you?
How am I supposed to prepare my bacon casserole for my family?
Right? Like, I mean, what if and you're like, yo, I completely wrap my turkey in bacon. 2 packs is not getting it done. I need way more bacon than that.
It's true.
Yeah. Jeez. Then I wrap my turkey wrapped in bacon. I wrap that in bacon.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And served with bacon.
Right. And I call it a turbacon.
Turbacon.
I stuff bacon inside of it. Wrap the turkey in bacon. It's called a turbacon.
I mean, I'd eat a turbacon.
Yeah, me too, actually. I was like thinking about it. I was like, actually, that sounds all right. Oh, man.
It does sound all right.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's whatever. So, I saw this the other day, which I found very interesting. It was an article from thespiritsbusiness.com, and it says, whiskey made in 2020 may be the most valuable in history due to the industry's drop in production because of COVID and such.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah, it says, where is it? Trade body, the Scotch Whisky Association, said in a statement, during the first lockdown that 87% of production sites are either operating at reduced capacity or have closed entirely.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
So in like 12 years or something, when they dropped their single barrel 2020,
yeah,
it might be some expensive ass shit.
Might be some expensive ass whiskey. Yeah, I was like,
wow, that's interesting. Now, me personally, I wouldn't want to drink anything produced in 2020 because fuck this year.
Yeah, who knows what's even in that? Yeah, it's
exactly
probably COVID whiskey or hand sanitizer. So
yeah, for sure.
It's which is a whole other thing. I saw. Actually, I have the story right here. Apparently, there was a thing, where is it, in Russia, I think it was, that 7 people died from drinking hand sanitizer at a party. Honestly, my feeling on that is good.
Yeah, that's, that's natural selection right there.
Yeah.
Y'all, let's get drunk on Purell. Good luck to you.
Yeah. oh, we can beat COVID by drinking hand sanitizer. Like, no. The only thing you beat.
Oh, you can. You can beat it.
You're right. They probably don't have
It's not going to affect you anymore because you dead.
Yeah. As I was going through like the news of the weird and stuff, there's so many stories of this week that are like this kind of one, or like there was a bishop or something that died, I think in like Serbia, and tons of people showed up at the funeral and were like licking there was like a glass case, like a glass coffin basically, and they were licking it or kissing it, not licking it. They were kissing it. Licking it's a whole different. No, they were they were kissing it though, and it's like, dude, you're in a big group during a pandemic and you're kissing something that other people have kissed. This can't end well.
Y'all are making out with a dead guy box.
Yeah. And I saw one, there was some pastor, I think it was, that said he was couldn't get COVID, who's recently admitted that he has it, and it's just...
Yeah, fuck that guy.
It is just amazing how much of this stuff, it's like, I will say this, it's very nice to be able to go through the news of the weird again and not see Trump.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Like, now it's all COVID, but which still sucks, but it's at least like, okay, good. At least this is something different for a little while. And what it should be anyway. We should be reading more COVID stories because that should be the bigger thing right now.
Yeah, I mean.
But good gravy.
I don't think anyone wants to hear about a crazy orange guy anymore.
Yeah, but it's like, holy shit, as far as some of this stuff goes, it's like, come on, like, stop being stupid, people. Use some damn common sense. Don't drink hand sanitizer. It says right on the damn bottle, do not drink.
That's a suggestion, my guy.
Now, I will say this. I don't agree with how I've seen, there's been distilleries making hand sanitizer and then the bottles they're putting in are basically handles, or big liquor bottles. And I'm like,
Well, that's what they have. What do you expect?
No, I get it. But it's like also... It's a little harder to be mad at someone who drinks it then, because it's in a bottle that you would normally you would pour that into a glass. You can see if you go to someone's house, maybe you've had a few, they have a bottle of hand sanitizer that looks like a bottle of vodka. You start dumping it in your, in your drink, and,
You start making a martini out of it.
Right. A hand sanitini.
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah.
I like a dirty one.
Yeah.
I know it's an oxymoron, but I like a dirty hand sanitini.
Right. So,
put a little extra brine in there.
You said Brian, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Nice. I just dipped my fingers in there for a few minutes.
Yeah, like, hey, like that.
You like that? Yeah. You know what it is?
My fingers have never felt cleaner.
I massaged the olive in it, like with my fingers, sensually, with my fingers in the drink the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you get my natural musks and essences in there.
Oh, hell yeah. Basically, like where the pit was, you just aggressively finger it.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
As all good bartenders do.
Right. Yeah, while keeping eye contact the whole time.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
like
licking
that?
your lips.
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm thinking about a Serbian leader right now.
Serbian leader. Oh, God. Imagine if someone just started fingering the corpse. Like, dude, what are you doing?
That would be a little awkward.
This is the way he loved me as a child.
Oh, dude. That ain't right. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness.
That's fine. I'm telling you.
Oh.
It's okay. He's dead. What is he going to do? Haunt me?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
What if he did? He starts
diddling
you in your sleep. I'm not going to be scared
of a Serbian ghost. He's going to be saying boo in some language I don't know.
What if he's diddling you in your sleep, though?
Whatever. Diddle away.
I mean, but what if he's keeping you awake? Almost like keeping you up.
That would be annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm, whatever. I'm like, bro, I got to sleep in one. Just get it over with.
There's a shirt next to the nightstand. Yeah, call back. Man. So I just have like random stories here that I figure I would kind of dip through real quick here because some of them are whatever. So Men's Health Australia apparently posted a thing saying that recent research is saying that us men's should be sitting down to throw a piss. Apparently.
Well, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, hold on, because first of all, they're basically like advocating like, hey, this way you can take a break from life, but the more important thing is apparently it creates a better stream, which is better for your prostate.
I mean, I guess.
So, I mean, realistically, the reason, if any, to do it is the fact that, like, seriously, peeing standing up is gross because it literally goes everywhere.
Yeah, how am I supposed to mark everything? With mine?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. First thing you do at a house, you bought your house. First thing you do is just go in and mark all the corners.
Oh hell yeah, and the neighbor's house.
And the neighbor's houses, right? This is my neighborhood now.
Exactly.
Like, all right, man.
I don't know. I mean, I get it sometimes, but I've never been a huge fan. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I mean, the only time I ever have
dominance.
I've done it when I've been real drunk a few times because I'm.
Oh yeah, when you're super drunk, totally makes sense.
Because I'm like, if I lean forward, I'm gonna basically just go headfirst into the wall and probably piss all over myself. So I'm gonna sit down and just make sure this is less likely to be messy.
I mean,
still no guarantees.
We just watched a Jim Jeffries stand up, and he had this whole bit about teaching his son to pee.
Yeah.
And how his wife wanted him to like do the sit down wheeze, and he's like, "There's only a couple situations, and I think one of them was drunk, and one of them was like middle of the night when you don't want to fuck up your night vision, you just wander into the bathroom.
Yeah, you don't
want to make a huge mess.
Yeah, that's a good one actually too. Yeah, because you don't want to turn the light on and
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wake
so
yourself
you're
all
walking
up.
there with Daredevil, like feeling around.
Yeah. That's a good move anyway. That's just the right way to do it. I do the same thing for twosies, like you just go in and feel your way around and go. And the next day you're like, whoopsies, that was in the shower on the towel rack. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, oh God, man. Who would have thought that little tiny garbage can was that comfortable?
Who knew it held that much? Like this is not Big Show's bus. We do not shit in buckets here.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What kind of savage are you? Oh man,
that is something. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I know. It's funny because it's like I understand where they're coming from, and they're probably right. But I also know that most guys are still, because like at least our generation, especially, we've still got that like only girls sit down to pee, built into us, that masculinity that isn't going to go away anytime soon, probably. So, yeah.
I mean, it's Australia. You could be sitting down and some like the world's deadliest snake could be just coiled up in that bowl. You wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, that's true. That is accurate.
Oh, fuck that noise.
Yeah. That's true. I wouldn't trust it. And if I lived in Australia, I'd always want to be like at a heightened sense of like always be ready to run, because you don't know what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because everything's trying to kill you, as we learned a long time ago on the. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the show now. Anti-Semitic show. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Semantic, not Semitic.
Not
Jesus,
Semitic.
Brian. Oh my God.
That is a way different show.
Way different show, yeah. Anti-semantic show. Jesus Christ. It's been a long day.
I hear you, bro.
All right, so this next one's from CNN. So Canadian officials warn drivers not to let moose lick their cars.
That's a problem?
Apparently it is. Here's officials in Jasper, an alpine town in Canada's Alberta province, have put up signs asking motorists to avoid allowing moose to lick the salt, a treat moose find hard to resist. Yeah, they're obsessed with salt. It's one of the things they need for the minerals in their body. They usually get it from salt lakes in the park, or from salty language, but now they realize that they can also get road salt that splashes onto cars.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So basically, everyone up there is just driving salt licks around, apparently.
I mean, you've seen how big a moose is. How are you supposed to stop that thing from licking your car?
Yeah, that's a fine question.
Like, oi, moose, piss off.
Wait, why are you an Australian yelling at the moose?
He's trying to spread the gospel of sitting down and pee.
Oh, okay. That now, all right. That, of course, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, I don't. That's actually a fine question. I was actually reading down to see if it gives tips on how to, like, do you wave them off? Do you, flash them? Do you throw something at them? I mean, I can't imagine any of those are good options.
They're pretty dangerous. If I looked out my window, there's a moose licking my car, I'm just going I'm going to let him finish.
Yeah. If he's fucking your car, you're just going to let him finish.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, there's a shirt by the nightstand, it's the same idea.
A shirt by the nightstand, for sure.
Yeah. Because you're right. Those things are fucking monstrous. They can cause a lot of damage. So I'm certainly not getting out of the car because that would be a terrible idea.
No.
Just for the record, if you're with someone and a moose is licking your car and they decide to get out of the car, make sure you get your camera out and ready to go. Because you're probably about to get a viral video.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
That is a PSA I was not expecting to hear.
Yeah, yeah. Just picture the signs, instead of like "Don't feed the bears" or whatever. It's like, please don't let moose lick your car.
No moose and licking fender, eh? Something like that.
Right. I don't know, man. It's some weird shit.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Some weird shit. This one here. Man goes to the doctor for depression over his wife's affair. Turns out the affair was with the doctor.
Well, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, what a small world.
So, 47-year-old guy named Pearson Tone from Bend, Oregon, was depressed for years, a few years ago when his marriage fell apart because his wife had an affair. So he went to the family doctor, a guy named Ronald Rosen, to get both counseling and a prescription for his depression. But after the appointment, he found out who his wife had the affair with, and yeah, you got it, it was with Ronald. So Pearson just sued Ronald for $2.9 million for professional negligence.
I mean, what if the doctor's like, I'll give you the same thing I prescribed your wife for depression. This dick.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get the longer prescription pad if you catch my drift.
If you know what I'm saying.
That would really suck, though. Can you imagine that?
Suck.
Like, you find out your wife's having an affair, and you're like, who the fuck? Why did marry? And she's like, oh, it's with Dr. Ronald. And he's like, the fuck? Like, I've been telling this guy that I'm depressed because I knew you were having an affair.
This is bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's amazing this didn't go sideways and this guy didn't, like, go kill the doctor or something. Like, that wouldn't shock me if that were a headline, So, silly doctor. Don't fuck your patients or your patients' wives.
Or either.
And don't let moose lick your car.
No, definitely do not let moose lick your car.
I feel, every time I say that, I feel like I want to slip into a Boris Badenoff voice,
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
Talk about moose and squirrel,
Yeah, moose and squirrel.
All right. Alleged porch pirate arrested after wearing the exact same shirt to court that he was wearing in the surveillance footage.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Guy was stealing shit from people's porches and then showed up in court wearing the same exact shirt.
Yeah, what a dumbass. People are so stupid.
Yep.
We're doomed as a race. Not as a race, as a
species.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Let's just let the moose lick your car and let's just get this over with.
And once the aliens show up, it's over.
Oh man, they're not going to show up. They were just this shit show. Forget it.
Yeah, they just drive by, lock their doors.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The lock the doors was a nice touch.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right, so the last one I got here. This one was more like the headline. Just, it's not really funny, but it is funny in that biker with meth falls during race, accidentally shoots himself before getting hit by a car. What a bad day.
Oh my God.
A man in possession of methamphetamine was critically injured Thursday after falling while racing on his motorcycle, during which he accidentally shot himself and got hit by a car. Apparently...
the earth is like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, right? He had the gun in his waistband. It discharged, striking him in the hip. And then was hit by another vehicle. Because the gun probably discharged. He freaked out, probably like zipped into the other lane or something like that and got crushed by a car, Apparently he looks like he's going to be fine. But, yeah.
Fine as far as that goes.
Yeah. Apparently he's already a felon and, yeah, finding meth on him.
I'm not surprised.
Probably not gonna help his cause.
Wow, what a shit show.
Yeah. That's what I said. It's like, you talk about a bad day. That's a bad day right there. Like,
that is a bad day. Yeah, he's definitely had way better days than that.
Like, hey man, how you been? I'm like, yeah, I shot myself the other day. I had a gun in my waistband. I'm like, oh man, that really sucked. But like, hold on, there's more.
Yeah, I was also fucked up on meth.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sucks. Oh, blah blah. Like, oh wait, hold on. There's more.
Yeah. Oh boy, I also got hit by a car.
Yeah. Like, oh
was this later? No, yeah, like 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is all within like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, somebody hates you out there. Like, man, you must have really built up some karma.
Yeah, that's a bad scene right there.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
That's one of those things. If you saw in a movie, you'd be like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah, this would never happen. Yeah. Meanwhile,
fast forward to, I'm assuming, Florida 2020.
Oh, you know what? Let's find out. I didn't check where. It looks like it's Kansas.
Oh.
So, or Kansas City. Might be Missouri. I don't know. No, this was in Kansas City, Kansas. Okay. I just saw Kansas City, so I didn't know if it was, Kansas or Missouri.
Right. Got you.
Yeah. So there you go. Kansas.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would if that was Florida, I would have been like, that makes sense. Probably just a normal Thursday.
That's pure Florida.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's a Thursday. Yeah. Silly people. All right.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for that. You ready to do some Q the W?
I am. Poor shit.
Okay.
Let's see here. Last week we asked you, what luxurious thing can you now not live without since having it? And I got 2 answers on Facebook, Brian.
Yay.
Man, Michelle wrote like a novel.
All right.
She says, dip nails.
Okay. Is this like Fun Dip, but for your nails?
Dude, that would be amazing.
No, wouldn't you be gnawing your nails off?
That's true. Like, these are delicious.
Yeah, you're just like, oh my God, I have no nails.
It says, for a long time, I avoided frivolous spending on nails. Really didn't seem that important. I considered it a non-essential luxury. But after shelling out the money for the first time about a year ago, I'm a believer. I'll never go a day without my nail armor again. I used to rip my nails all the way down to my nail bed almost every day. Many band-aids are worn to attempt to keep nails attached, but struggle no more. I have nails hardened for battle.
Yikes.
Secondly, bidets. No explanation required.
I disagree. I actually think we need to know why.
Exactly.
Bidets is one that is a very, very good one. Like, I can full on see once you have one. Because there's a lot of people I've read where they're basically like, yo, like, listen, I'm about to preach.
Oh yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then Dev, he says Brazilian steakhouse or Wagyu.
Oh, I thought he was going to go a different way with Brazilian. So nice clean undercarriage,
Well, that's what they call it when they, wax his meat, is the Brazilian steakhouse. And then he goes and has a nice Wagyu steak.
I'm just picturing they're just waxing Dev, right? They're just waxing him, and they bring him the paddle, that's a green and red, and he just turns it over when it's like, okay, I've had enough. Like, you've waxed enough
waxing.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be terrifying.
So I'm gonna flip on over to Instagram here.
Okay.
And our pal Phil, he says, I think the obvious answer is a smartphone, but my other pick would be my backup camera in the car.
Yeah, I can understand that one too, because not that I drive, but I look at those a lot when
they're super handy.
People are backing up and whatnot. So yeah, I fully can understand that.
Yeah, they're super. Excuse me. Oh, shit. Super handy. Wow, I think I almost died for a second there.
That's fine. You'd have been all right. You would have just got diddled by that Serbian guy.
Exactly, Serbian
Well,
ghost.
the weird part is if you're a ghost, too, it probably feels more realistic then. Because you're on the same plane then.
Yeah. Good point.
Yikes. All right. You got any more?
That's all I got.
All right. Well, over on Twitter, I believe this is a Mark that you used to work with, at Toledo Mark.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He says his iPad, which, again, going with phones and stuff is very understandable because a lot of us do a lot of things through our tablets/phones. So, yeah.
Right.
And at Spudcat12 says unlimited phone data, which I wouldn't know anything about. So, no, I've had unlimited in the past. So it was quite nice. So,
right.
Yeah. It's very frustrating to go back to a restricted amount after having unlimited. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very upsetting. And I know I have... Okay. Come on now. I thought... There it is. Sorry, I was like, I know Cheeto sent an answer in. I was looking for it.
Right.
Thought I lost it already here. Actually, I thought I deleted it. But it's... there we go. Luxury thing? Peanut butter. Processed and ready to eat. Believe me, I can make my own and it is superior. But I'm not gonna. That's fair. Because I'm the same way. I know how to make peanut butter and it's really not difficult.
Right.
I just don't bother most of the time. Even though it's funny because every time I get peanut butter, there's so many times where I've looked at the ingredients list and gone, I could make something that's so much better for me than this.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
What am I doing? It's like, and it's so easy. It's like, but this is just in a jar. All you have to do is peel that foil off. You're ready to go.
Yeah, it's very rare that you can look at it and be like, oh, it's just peanuts, salt, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Peanuts, salt, Earl. Yeah.
Yeah. No, usually it's all the crazy shit, but all that crazy shit.
That's where the flavor is.
I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's the problem, I think, is that it'd be different if it was like, this peanut butter is okay. It's so much better if I make it fresh, and it's like, but the peanut butter out of the jar tastes pretty good, so.
Yeah, it's like, it's real easy to scoop up with an apple slice.
Yeah. I think that was the problem
like the
I ran into.
I make, and it's like mortar that you put between bricks.
That is what I built my house out of, actually.
Yeah.
It's very similar to like when I was doing almond milk. It's like, when it's done, it's like, it tastes good and everything, but it's like, it's not like, oh my God, this is so much better. It's like
Jesus, so much better.
It's like 25 ingredients less to make it yourself, but it's also a pain in the butt, and it doesn't really taste that much better, and it really wasn't much cheaper. So it was like, in the long run, I'm like,
yeah, like whatever.
Yeah. Although I've switched, I don't drink almond milk much anymore. So I switched to oat milk.
Oh shit, son. Actually, that sounds pretty good.
I read somewhere that oat milk is better for like sustainability reasons and such. Like they use a lot of water making almond milk. So
yeah.
I was like, well, listen, oat milk's delicious and it uses less water. So I don't want to do anything that increases the price of almonds that are already expensive enough.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, Cheeto also says, and for last week, the Greek god question, he said, well, the Greek god of writing an email reply and leaving it in drafts instead of sending it. and peanut butter, obviously.
Well, yeah, naturally.
So I'm guessing his answer from last week sat in his drafts.
I mean, that's kind of funny, I'll be honest.
So, yeah. Oh, you know what? I was just thinking, well, we'll do it after the Q and W. I have two other things I wanted to talk about real quick. I've totally forgot to.
Oh, shit. All right.
Damn it. This is going to be a long one. Sorry, folks. All right. So that's all I have for last week's queue of the W. So this week is 1 through 19, I think. Because I think we had 20 last week. And I haven't gotten any more.
We'll go 5.
Okay.
How about that?
I loaded this page before we started because I'm like, I'm going to get ahead of this. And, of course, it's got to reload.
Of course.
Oh, these are ones, I always kind of like these questions. All right. So you get $1 million. However, it's because $100 is taken from 10,000 random people. If nobody knows that you got the money, would you do it, and why or why not?
It's a good question.
And I'm glad they went with $1 million, that it wasn't like $100,000, because $100,000 or those levels of monies, I would easily say no. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like, $1 million would be pretty cool to have.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I got to say no, because I've been in a position before that if suddenly you were missing $100, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. If it's somebody who's rich, they won't miss the $100 as much. But if that's someone's last $100, you know, or even 100 out of 200 that they have, it's life changing. It's funny because that's when $100 becomes life changing money.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because like you said, it could really fuck
position
you.
Before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as much as I enjoy having a cool meal, if I can't guarantee it's not coming out of people's pockets that are actually going to need it, I don't think I could.
Yeah.
By any means, I don't think I could rightfully take it.
Right. That'd be my issue
too.
If
they're like, oh, it's going to be 10,000 people that are doing very well, I'll be like, yeah, fuck those people.
Yeah, like you're going to take $1 from the top 10,000 people or something like that, like wealth-wise in the world or something. You're like, oh, they'll never miss it, you know?
Yeah, like I said, fuck those people.
Yeah. But that'd be my luck, too. It'd end up being...
like probably 30% of it's going to come for these rich people, and everything else is going to come for people that could really use that $100. I'd be like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I'm with you. I wouldn't be able to, like, my brain would eat itself alive on that one. Because I'd just constantly be sweating it. Because I'd then also be pressured to not waste the money. You know, like I wouldn't be able to enjoy that money. Like I wouldn't be able to just go out and blow that money. I'd have to spend it on responsible things. Because I'll be like, if I potentially fuck someone else's life, I feel like I have an obligation.
Stuff.
Yeah, like I feel like I have an obligation to do some good with this money, not just buy myself some, fancy shoes or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how I feel too.
Right. All right. Well, there you go. There's the QOW for this week. Another long-winded one. Sorry, but
that's all right.
This one's worded better, I think. That last one was very awkward. But anyway, so
what else you got there, Stu?
So these are two things from Japan that I noticed.
Okay.
Come on now. Work with me here. Apparently, in some places in Japan, they're using robots to enforce mask wearing in stores. Like they have robots going around. Probably, I'm assuming, using snappy banter to, sass the people not wearing them. But I don't know.
I can only hope it's like that giant machine gun robot from RoboCop.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
It's like, you've got 20 seconds to comply.
Yeah, it's not, because I'm looking right now, and it's like the robot says, like, I'm sorry to bother you, but please wear a mask. And it's this, like little Baymax-looking robot type of thing. So it's supposed to be non-threatening. It's got a T-shirt on, too.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah. Now, if I had my druthers, it'd have a sassy T-shirt on, but it doesn't. It's just, I think it's supposed to look like a store employee.
If they had those robots in America, somebody would pull that shirt over its head like a hockey fight and bash it to death.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. Yeah. And as soon as I read the part, like, I first saw something that said, like, some stores, doing this. And the first thought I had was this has to be in Japan because it's totally a Japan thing. Because like you said, if this was here, there'd be fisticuffs.
Oh, God. Yeah, someone would shoot it.
Yeah. Well, again, we had that friendship robot that was traveling across America. And, of course, it got destroyed on the side of a road somewhere because America.
Yeah, in Philly. It made it to Philly.
Well, of course it did.
Of course
That's why Will Smith's mom sent him to Bel Air.
You're not wrong.
That's no place for, growing up right. Speaking of, I got to watch that on HBO Max. They have the Fresh Prince reunion on there apparently now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I guess Will and the original Aunt Viv apparently finally squashed their beef.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know if you know the story of that, but he basically, they had some disagreements, and basically he got her kicked off the show.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. Because who are you going to fire in that scenario? Random ass Aunt Viv or the star of the show?
Yeah, exactly.
Not a tough
pick. You are correct.
Yeah. Pretty simple. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice here. Jeez.
What the fuck, bro?
Sorry.
I thought we were professionals.
I was screaming at a moose earlier for licking my car.
That's fair.
Fuck. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Okay. Dang it. This is another one from Japan, actually. Because why wouldn't it be, I guess? I don't know.
Come on. Sword fights.
Sword fights. Sword fights?
Yeah, a little samurai action.
All right. No, it says Japan faces worst wild bear attacks in 5 years during the virus.
Oh, all right.
Now listen to this next part. Like the sub headline is great. It says a mix of factors from coronavirus lockdowns to a bad year for acorns drive bears to seek food where humans live. Like a bad years for acorns. Like you just picture a long unemployment line with just a line of acorns in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, this is holding their hats.
Acorns.
Man, this is better.
It's been rough, bro.
Yeah. It's been more like bee corns this year, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus. Yeah, it says, so the bands, Jesus Christ. Between April and September this year, wild bears were spotted 13,670 times across Japan, the most over a 6-month period.
Them's a lot of wild bears.
Yeah. It says the number of reported bear sightings reached the highest in over a decade. And, like I said, a lot of it's because there's been oak trees alternate each year between heavy and low production of acorns, which is a staple food for bears. And this was a bad year for the acorn yields, and the lack of food may have driven the bears closer to civilization, of course.
Naturally.
Yeah. And it says, with the younger generation moving to the cities, aging residents are unable to harvest crops or fruits grown in their gardens, which tempt starving wild animals.
Oh, geez. So they're out there growing their nice little veggies, and here comes the bear squad.
Well, and since people aren't out living life because of COVID, you've seen, I'm sure you've seen other areas where there's been various wild animal that's starting to take back areas because humans aren't going there a lot. So the animals are feeling safe back in those areas. So bears are, potentially doing that as well. So yeah.
Wow. What a bunch of assholes taking back nature.
Well, what I wanted to get to mostly on this was not this part, but this is the key. Some local companies are now seeking solutions to keep bears away from residential areas. There's some company I'm not going to try to say, says has a patent pending for its mechanical monster wolf, which emits 90 decibel roars and moves its neck just like the bear's predator. The company says fun. About 70 wolves have been purchased by Japanese farmers in the last 3 years. Yeah, I need to share this link with you because you need to see the picture of the monster, the monster wolf, because it's something. If this is going to cooperate, it might be easier for you to just type Japan robot wolves or something like that.
Yeah,
or
I'm
monster
just
wolves.
Google it because halftime Skype is just sucks.
The chat sharing thing, stinky butts. So. Sorry for that harsh language there.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't type on this little keyboard. God damn it.
These things so look like hellhounds. Like something that Satan pulled right out of his own arse.
Wolf robot. Images. Oh, that's... It looks like something you could by Spirit Halloween.
It really does, right?
That is something right there, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you imagine you're just out for a stroll at night, you walk by somebody's farm and you see one of those out in the field? You'd shit your pants.
Oh, for sure.
Like, especially if those eyes glow like it looks like they do.
Yeah, it sure does look like they glow. I'm not sure why that's a feature, but
yeah, right. Well, it's well known that bears don't glow in the dark eyes. You know.
I mean, I guess
that's not a fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
So there you go. That was. I almost forgot about those. And they're
home of the actual size Gundam robot that's starting to move and stuff. And fucking crazy ass wolf monsters out in farm fields.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That sounds way more fun than what we've been dealing with here, doesn't it?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Like we don't have.
Yeah, it sounds pretty entertaining.
We don't have full-size Gundam robots here. It's not fair.
No, you're right. You're right. It is not fair at all.
So there you go.
What a shame.
Yeah, lots of little news snippets this week because it was amazing. I was going through News of the Weird and look at all the stuff I found this week that was like crazy shit.
It's true.
Unlike
it's true.
And I didn't even mention one that's probably going to be on most of the podcasts that do crazy news, which is what's his name from the Sex Pistols? His got fleas trying to rescue a squirrel or something like that. Like got flea bites on his dick trying to rescue a squirrel, I think. So
rescue it. I have to look at the story. I understand, but
yeah, you're not supposed to. No,
I guess.
Let's see. I'll pull it up here. Because what's his name? Johnny Rotten or whatever, I believe, right? Yeah.
Or you're Sid Vicious.
No, it's Johnny. It's Johnny Rotten is the one. It's John Linden is his actual name, but yeah, it says right here, John Linden bitten by fleas on groin after tending to squirrels in home.
Well, that's your problem. You shouldn't have squirrels in your home, you crazy old man.
Right. I agree.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, fair enough then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there you go. That's good time.
Right. Ugh.
What a weird year, folks.
Yeah, I can't wait till over.
Yeah, well, we'll see. There's no guarantee 2021 is going to be any better.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I can hope.
What if 2021 goes hold my beer to 2020?
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, I don't know.
Then we're all fucked.
Move to space or something.
Yeah. Like, do you have any one-way trips to the sun?
Let me just go into orbit for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Get me off this shit planet.
Right. You're just floating in space with trying to hitchhike, and like you said, the aliens just go by, lock their doors, and keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
They divert their eyes like you're begging for money,
Oh boy, do they.
No, geez, don't look at him.
I don't know why our GPS took us through this neighborhood.
Yeah, right. Ooh, boy. No good, folks. All right, well, there you go. I think we had a show here.
That was definitely a show.
Yep.
I feel like it was a long boy.
Though it's I'm looking right now. It says 2 hours 8 minutes. We're just a few over.
That's
yeah.
terrible.
So, all right. Well, head on over to saltylanguage.com. Click all the links. Especially check out the monster robots or the monster wolves, whatever the hell they were called. Check those out because that's a good laugh right there. Also terrifying. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to contact us on the socials, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
Find me at Monotony or The Monotony on Instagram. And I mean, saltylanguage.com is really the best spot to find all of our stuff. But we're on Facebook, we're on Twitters, we're on the TikToks.
Yep.
We're on the Instagram.
And it's necessary for us to refer to it as the TikToks because we're over 40.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. Everything is the in a name.
Yeah. And with an S at the end.
And a finesse on the end.
If we can help it. Yeah.
Like I'm on the Googles.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Right.
But yeah, go check us out.
Yeah.
But really, the hub and the home is saltylanguage.com.
Yep. And while you're there, you can also find the network that we're part of.
Oh, shit, my thing turned off. Oh, God damn it, Brian. I was not unprepared.
I just figured.
Danger!
There you go. That's what I was waiting for.
Motherfucker, danger! Danger!
Watch your back! Danger!
Oh, man. Tangent Bound Entertainment. So go check out the other shows on the network.
Yes.
And yeah, so there you go. Trying to think. Anything else? Can't think of anything. Hopefully, hopefully everyone stays safe. This Thanksgiving. Hopefully you still get to enjoy some delicious vittles.
Yes.
Don't forget to take the time and, actually be thankful for something, especially in a weird year like this,
Agreed.
Gratitude is always a good thing to practice. So, make sure you, maybe take a minute and just find the things that you're thankful for, especially maybe if you're, kind of stressed and struggling. It's a good way to kind of bring your perspective back where you'd like it to be.
Free your mind, and the rest will follow.
Damn it. Really, with En Vogue? Wait, was that En Vogue?
Seems pretty... I don't know.
Whatever. All right, who cares?
I think so. I really don't remember.
I don't know. Yeah, so who cares? Yeah, so there you go. So until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Man, stay salty, everybody.
And don't forget to enjoy your Turbacon.
Yeah, don't skimp on the gravy either.
Right. Just drinking buckets of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.